It was, I was going to say historic, but it was really just a very weird day in our country's history today. A day that was unimaginable 4 years ago, and it's still pretty hard to wrap your head around. Donald Trump became the first convicted felon to be sworn in as President of the United States today. He is selling Inauguration Bibles to celebrate. He launched a new meme coin over the weekend. President McRib is back for a limited time, only 4 years. Today at noon Eastern, our long national nightmare was officially sworn in another time, a second time.
You know that feeling when you're watching a train wreck but can't look away? That's exactly how Jimmy Kimmel felt during Trump's inauguration. And let me tell you, it was a doozy. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. From the moment he woke up to his final sign-off, Jimmy experienced a day so bizarre, it'll make your head spin. Come along for the ride as he shares his personal take on this historic day of weirdness. All right, folks, let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel's wild ride on Trump's big day.
Trump said the golden age of America begins right now. Twice, he bragged about a landslide victory. That was in no way a landslide victory.
And to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. Election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
You know how sometimes you wake up and everything's just off? Well, our boy Jimmy had one of those mornings, and it was like a sneak peek of the crazy train that was about to leave the station. Picture this. Jimmy's peacefully snoozing away, probably dreaming about roasting politicians or something, when suddenly, splash! His kid decides the bed's the perfect spot for an impromptu swimming lesson. I mean, who needs a pool when you've got memory foam, right? But wait, there's more. The family dog, not wanting to miss out on the fun, decides to join the party. It's like a furry four-legged alarm clock with a built-in slobber function. Jimmy's probably thinking, well, at least the day can't get any weirder.
Going first couple welcomed the incoming president and first lady, which was interesting to watch. Trump actually got involved in Melania's outfit for this ceremony. Biden and Trump rode together to the Capitol in a limousine like a divorced couple on their way to their kid's graduation. Jill Biden rode with Melania Trump. They both cried the whole way there, different reasons. Kamala Harris invited J.D. Vance to the vice president's residence at the Naval Observatory for a ceremonial humping of the Millard Fillmore futon.
Oh, sweet summer child. If only he knew what was coming. It's like the universe was warming up its comedy muscles for the main event. Speaking of the main event, did you know that Trump once tweeted about Kimmel's ratings? Talk about foreshadowing. It's like the orange turd was practicing his presidential tweets before he even got the job. I can just imagine it now. Grumpy Trumpy says Kimmel's ratings are sad, probably because he doesn't have enough gold toilets on set. So there's Jimmy heading to work, thinking, surely the inauguration can't be as messy as my morning. Oh, honey, it's like he was living in his own personal sitcom pilot, and the writers were just getting started. You know how they say life imitates art? Well, in this case, Kimmel's chaotic morning was just a warm-up act for the three-ring circus that was about to unfold at the Capitol. It's like the universe was saying, hey Jimmy, you think a wet bed and a hyper dog are bad? Hold my Diet Coke. And boy, did that circus deliver. We're talking a full-on spectacle with all the trimmings.
He was in the building. He was being chased by a man dressed as a buffalo, but he showed up anyway. He showed up without mother. Karen Pence opted not to celebrate the man who was all good with a bunch of yahoos killing her husband. A lot of people were surprised to see the former Vice President Mike Pence show up, but he did. No, that's not him. That is definitely not him. Mike is actually the fun one in the couple. The award for Best Dressed at today's inauguration, let's go back to that, went to Senator John Fetterman, who it looked like His mom interrupted his Fortnite game and forced him to come downstairs.
You've got your clowns, take your pick from the guest list, your high-wire acts, Melania trying to balance that Tiffany box, and even a ringmaster with a very unique hairstyle. All that was missing was the cotton candy, but let's be real, Trump's hair probably counts. All right, folks, let's talk about President McRib's meaty return to power. You thought the circus had peaked? Hold on to your MAGA hats because the ringmaster just stepped into the center ring without his safety net. That's right. Trump decided to spice things up by turning his inauguration into a combo meal of fascism and fast food. Who needs a Bible when you've got a Big Mac, right? So there's Trump, ready to become president again, looking like he just won a lifetime supply of spray tan. But wait, where's the Bible? Turns out, our Orange-in-Chief decided to skip the whole hand on the Bible thing. Maybe he was worried it might burst into flames, or perhaps he thought swearing on a stack of his own tax returns would be more fitting. Now let's talk about that crowd. You know how Trump loves to brag about size? Well, this time, he might want to keep quiet. The inauguration was so small, they could have held it in a McDonald's play place. With only 700 people inside, it was less "Make America Great Again" and more "Make America Wait, Where is Everyone?" But don't worry, folks. What Trump lacked in crowd size, he made up for in wild promises. As he started his speech, everyone was wondering, is he gonna talk about windmills again? Spoiler, he did. But that's not all. Trump promised to put a flag on Mars and rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Because nothing says presidential like playing Monopoly with the whole planet, right? Kimmel, bless his heart, described Trump's speech as a mix of ominous fascism and weird shit that no one except Donald Trump and his minions even care about. It's like he took a blender, threw in some MAGA hats, a pinch of conspiracy theories, and a dash of whatever's left of his hair dye, and hit puree. But wait, there's more. The demographics of the crowd were whiter than a polar bear in a snowstorm, and on Martin Luther King Jr. Day no less. It's like Trump was trying to set a new record for most tone-deaf event of the century. Well, folks, it looks like we're in for another wild ride with Trump at the wheel. As Stephen Colbert put it, we're rolling the dice on a second Trump presidency. It's like Netflix greenlit a sequel to Squid Game, but instead of deadly children's games, we get 4 more years of kofif and hamburgers. But hey, at least we've got Jimmy Kimmel to keep us laughing through the madness. With Trump back in office, Kimmel's gonna need a whole lot more than just coffee to get through his mornings. Maybe he should invest in a personal barista or start mainlining espresso shots. Remember, in times like these, laughter might be our best defense against the absurdity. Unless you're Trump, then it's probably a combination of spray tan and hairspray. So buckle up, America. It's gonna be a bumpy, orange-tinted ride.